be back. Hasta la vista.
Calculating inside operations. I'm sorry, John. I'm afraid I can't do that.
Oh, we've all been on the edge of our seat waiting to find out whose job is gonna be taken by AI, and we didn't realize that it's already happening. They're already taking the jobs. At least according to a report from Challenger, Gray, and Christmas, they have discovered, or at least they're saying, that artificial intelligence has at least contributed to nearly 4,000 job losses in just the last month. This is, by the way, the first time that one of these job loss reports has included considerations of AI. So it is possible that this has already been going on for several months, but here's where we're at right now. The report was released last Thursday. It shows that layoff announcements from US-based employers reached more than 80,000 in May. That's a 20% jump from the prior month and nearly 4 times the level as the same month last year. Of those cuts, AI was responsible for 3,900, or roughly 5% of all jobs lost, making it the 7th highest contributor to employment losses in May that was specifically cited by employers. Now, immediate follow-ups that I would have, does the self-reporting of the employers accurately capture the job losses due to AI? And if it doesn't, is it potentially overestimating or underestimating the actual effect? I don't know how it could really be overestimating. I don't know why they would be willingly saying that AI is taking jobs that it's not. I think it's more likely that if they were off, it would be an underestimate. And Dan, I'm curious what you think. 5% of the jobs that were lost being due to AI is not a huge percentage right now, but we're still very much in the early part of AI integration. So what do you make of all this?
Yeah, I think you're correct to point out that we're still in a phase where we're defining a lot of terms here. Like, how are we getting this data? Is it being self-reported by former employees or employers? What exactly are we defining as AI? Because there's a lot to dig into here. In fact, I'd love if you could dig into the example that we have, because I could go into a lot from that.
Sure. Yeah, definitely. So we have this sort of like top level idea that lots of jobs are already being replaced. Goldman Sachs reported in March that AI could eventually replace 300 million full-time jobs, like 1 out of 5 of all jobs that exist. So that's exciting. Globally, yes. But the Washington Post looked at a couple of specific instances of people who lost their jobs due to AI. You can see the front page right there. I would definitely, everyone out there should read this if you're interested in this topic, because they interviewed both of these individuals. But one of them is Olivia Lipkin, a 25-year-old copywriter in San Francisco, who says that once AI started to be integrated into her workforce, over the next few months, her assignments dwindled. Managers began referring to her as Olivia/ChatGPT on Slack. Dear God. In April, she was let go without explanation. But when she found managers writing about how using ChatGPT was cheaper than paying a writer, the reason for her layoff seemed clear. Yeah, it seems pretty clear. They're literally making jokes about it in the workplace. Dan, what do you think?
So much to think from that. You get a lot of San Francisco tech bro culture, and I'm going to slash a employer, someone I'm employing, with the name of a computer tool, and basically say they're the same person and then let them go. Like, that's a classic San Francisco tech bro stuff. But another classic San Francisco tech bro, but broader, how managers are seeing AI, which goes all the way down to the writer strikes that folks are talking about right now, are that there is a big gap in between what managers and executives believe artificial intelligence is capable of today at this moment, and what it can actually do as far as quality of work. Now, like, if you go back, I think my grandmother used to file folders and documents at some company or some health insurance company back in the 80s or 90s before she retired. And now I look at my computer and all of my files are documents, and I put them all in folders and I click them together. So yeah, technically the advent of the personal computer got rid of a lot of jobs. I think that's what AI is going to do. It's going to take jobs that can, kind of be done around the margins. And yeah, as with many technological advances, that's going to cause people to need to get new skills. I don't want to say that kind of narrowly or cold-heartedly like a lot of these folks believe, but that's to kind of level our expectations of AI, as it's kind of like having personal computers or having laptops or having tablets. They'll help us with some things. Maybe they'll make some jobs easier, but they'll be additive to a lot of other jobs. But the idea of, like, Grammarly has existed before ChatGPT. Dave Kohler at TYT made me download Grammarly at one point. Like, it's a these tools have existed for people, but when you have managers and executives who are ultimately making the decisions on who gets employed or not, I was speaking to Adam Conover of Adam Ruins Everything at the WGA writer strike. You can check out the interview at youtube.com/Dan from the internet once it's up. But he framed the writer strike as, okay, us writers are trying to make sure we don't get replaced by AI. Not because the writers think that AI is good, but the executives have been sold on this idea that AI is going to change everything. So you have AI write a script, you pay some writers criminally low rates to punch it up, and then you release it. The only problem is we regular people see that AI is just making gobbledygook derivative work that has been made elsewhere. So managers and executives don't know the quality of the work is actually going to go down and cause them to, have issues later down the line. And yet they're making decisions off of that. So my overall take on it is that we should definitely be cautious about AI, and we should definitely think about, okay, how do we keep these people economically sustainable if they do happen to lose their jobs, right? But we can't buy into this hype that AI is going to take all of our jobs, the 300 million number. We need to get kind of a little bit more real and not let these tech bros sell us on the next crypto, the next Apple Vision goggles, right? Let's be a little bit more real.
100%. I love that you've already integrated that into your vaporware commentary. It hasn't even come out yet. Maybe it'll be great and totally worth $3,500. Did you know that the battery lasts 2 hours? That sounds like enough.
The Apple Pencil was revolutionary. Took a bunch of jobs, yeah.
That's true. I think Apple Pencil's pretty cool, but they never updated their scribble thing. Anyway, look, I have concerns. We reiterate them pretty often, but I appreciate your perspective and also what you had talked to Adam Conover about.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.